Hello everyone! Welcome to my first art-related long-form video. My name is Nox, and today we will be redesigning one of my older OCs. Okay, let's get right into it. Quick disclaimer, I am not, and most likely never will be, a professional artist. I am doing this for my own fun, so please don't take anything I say too seriously. Okay, so, you ready? This was the first design. Take in mind that I was around 12 when I did this, so it is not the best. So, surprisingly enough, I have redesigned this character before, multiple times. So this is just, the next redesign. So surprisingly enough, I do enjoy this design a lot more than I think I should. I should probably tell you what this character is. It's an OC, obviously. But kind of a self-insert for a show I really liked at the time. If you can find out what show that is, I would be surprised. She's kind of like a human that can transform into like an Oni ghost thing. Anyways, so yeah, this character has had a lot of redesigns. There's about one or two more to go through before we get to like the actual redesign. Okay, so this was the second redesign, like the one right before this. So, don't know what's going on with the hair. We'll fix that, maybe. Um, I don't know what's going on with the shirt either, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let's get on to the redesign now. The third redesign? Yeah. Okay, so I did a lot of sketches at school of this because I really pondered, um, thought about the redesign for a while. So let's talk about what I did a bit. Starting off, I made the skin, obviously, a little bit darker because I have too many pale characters. Way too many. I mean, it is quite the amount. I needed a little variety. However, in saying that, this is my second space-themed white-haired character. Yeah. If you can't tell, I really like space. Like, a lot. Let's talk about what I did. Okay, so we changed the horns from the classic, devil horn up to, to more like ram horns because I really wanted these like big teeth, and I think the horns, like their shape, really helps like balance out the teeth. I changed the eyes up a bit. Instead of like two vertical pupils, I did one vertical and one horizontal. Because she's actually blind in her human form in that right eye. So I think it was kind of cool to show that. I gave her a few scars, a bit more muscly, I guess, because I can. And I gave her a tail, because I like tails, and I think it's cool. I got rid of whatever was going on with her scar. It's one line now. It's one line. I don't know what's happened with those two lines. I made the legs a bit more imp-like. Because, yeah. I made the hands. I gave her claws and like kind of a gradient from black to the normal skin tone. While I actually made a walking animation for this that we'll go over a bit later because I'm a bit proud of it. It's one of my very first frame by frame animations. So I took inspiration from the hind legs on a dog, because those are just easier to study considering I have dogs. Dogs. Anyways, the knee from my research on a dog is called the stifle, and the ankle, which is that lower portion, is the hock. I brought back the braids. It's 2 braids now because I like them. I think I have a lot of characters with either short hair or long messy hair, and I think, you know, I like it. I think it's kind of cute. I obviously have the moon and the sun because space. I like space. I gave her some like star-themed freckles because it's kind of cute. I think it's kind of cute. I enjoy them. Yeah. I gave the jeans some stars. I actually have jeans with stars on them because I like space, guys. I like space. I'm not sure what else to talk about, I'm gonna be honest. I hope the green isn't like a dead giveaway of what show this was. But that's just me doing some of the background. I gave her, okay, this is gonna be a dead giveaway, a ghost core. Not gonna lie, I just like the idea of like a shadow, so it's a shadow ghost core, because yeah. So this is the finished product. As you can see, very cool, very good. Kind of, the anatomy's off. Don't worry about it. This is for fun. So let's get on to the human redesign, considering she didn't have one before. So once again, we are starting out that school sketch, and I gave her a turtleneck, kind of, and I flared the jeans out at the bottom to kind of hint at, I think her little secret identity would have been most definitely outed just because of the scar alone. But I gave what were the earrings on her Oni ghost form thing. I made them hairpins because yeah. And you can't really see it through the drawing as much as I wish you could, because this is really pixelated, I'm not gonna lie. I gave her hazel eyes, like, you know, brown with the green in there. You could see, like, I love noses, I'm not gonna lie. I just said that again. Yeah, I love giving all my characters different noses. Like, on my little blue character, Lucrezia, I gave her kind of a downturned nose. Salzala, my blonde-haired character, not this one, I gave the classic little button nose. And on this character, which her name is Allie Priest, because I thought it'd be funny if her ghost form was named Exorcist and her human form's name was Priest. You know, classic 2000s show. Really obvious, but nobody ever finds out. In the show I put her in, still not telling you, no plot relevance. I have like a thing for putting, like, making self-insert characters and just not making them relevant. Just, you know, a denizen of that universe, because it's fun. It's really fun. I made her, like I said, I have too many pale characters, so along with darkening the purple in her skin in her Oni form, I've darkened her skin here. The star freckles have changed to just, you know, regular freckles. I went with red, like kind of like a light red, for the turtleneck. I don't know why, but I like how it turned out. So it's a win, I guess. That's good. I went with, you know, the classic boots. They were going to be black, but I wanted them to be brown. Yep. We're starting on, the smaller sketch. I gave her just, I just drew a squiggle, I'm not gonna lie, for the bangs. So they're bad. They're bad, but I like them. I tried my hardest to make the hair kind of a dirty blonde, but I failed. I think I failed, yeah. I'll work on that. I'm not great at hair. I think that's pretty obvious. I made the scar just kind of the exact same. The scar is kind of inconsistent in its like edges and stuff because I gave it a lot of edges and I'm not doing that. Not again. I'm running out of things to say again. I made this speed paint way too long. Way too long. I can't really draw braids, if you haven't noticed. I did try, but I'm not great at them. I think the anatomy was a lot better. I just saw the arms. Yeah, there's one hand completely shorter than the other. Please ignore that. I'm working on anatomy, but art's more of a hobby. And I kind of like my style right now, even if the anatomy's bad. So I'm really enjoying it. I think I'd rather enjoy it than force myself to learn. At least it's not AI. The eyes, instead of the really big eyelashes I gave on the Oni, I just did my simple little 2-lash now. So yeah, that's how I spelled Allie. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the frame by frame. It's just a simple walking animation of the waist down. This was like my first time using Flip-A-Clip, which is, kind of my go-to. I'm kind of proud that I stayed with it until the end, because I lose interest really quick. I just kind of have a lot of things bouncing around in my brain. So, you'll notice the color's a bit off. Don't worry about it. So, for like the final bit, I made a transformation animation, so here's that. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching my first long form, art video. Have a wonderful day, night, or anything in between. Bye!